today that pretty much happened. Yes.
That 41 level?
Say it again.
I thought it was the 41 level.
Okay. What did we talk about this? This is where this is where I took the short. Somewhere around here. I don't know. Somewhere around here. I took the short and I was targeting about 41 and a quarter at that time. So the question is, does everybody understand why?
We rejected the, I guess, penthouse area.
Okay.
That,
That's a very good one.
Peak at the time, it was also a peak above and fail.
I know it was peak above and fail, right? So when you think about the open, they opened where? Right here at the bottom, they drove it above, and then I was like, okay, well, if you lose it this time and you crack below this candle, that'll be probably good. And they did. And that was a pretty good short, right? And then, is there a high chance that you could have drove this maybe higher? Yeah, but I was not necessarily looking in too many longs until what happened.
They reclaimed it.
Until they reclaimed it, right? Until they go here and then go here. And then I took actually a small short here. And that dropped and I closed it, but I thought it was going to go a lot worse than it looked here because the body and the volume on that, if you guys look, it picked up really, really nice. I thought it was going to go lower, and then, of course, they came back. They bought everything back up, and we closed pretty much at the critical level here from this one. Above this, you probably have another zone, right? If you guys remember, we were splitting them. So if they can crack above this and hold, that's pretty high chance that we're going to fix these poor highs. And tomorrow you have CPI, right? And if they are, I would think they're going to try to run it. So you want to watch for, wherever the all-time high is somewhere around here. And then you want to watch this weekly POC and see how do we behave. We're building value very close to it. And usually when you're building value to something like value area high here of this multiple zones, like you're actually trying to shift it and hold it on top. So if they're able to hold this area, for me, this is still critical area, right? It's very important that we decide that we go into the top section of this or we stay in the bottom of it. And so far they've been building on bottom of this, which is a good sign. For bulls, that's good. They try to get in, but they're building the value higher still. So if they're to be rejected and cracked below this, that would be a bearish sign. Does that make sense? Because today when we went below it, what happened? They brought it back in, right? So they're back inside where they were before in 2 days. So is there anything you guys could do potentially here? I would do something like this, right? Even though this profile value is to the bottom, but you'll see now when you combine it with other ones, you're going to have a pretty nice distribution on the top. Okay? So it has a nice little box here. I don't know what this level is, about 63 or so. It has a nice ledge right there. So it sets up for a nice, I would say, area that they can hold. If they fail to hold this, right, when you're trading outside of value, usually the price accelerates quickly, right, because there's just not a lot of volume. And you can see here, even now, when you look at this level here, they respected this 45. Not that it was a very 46 maybe important level for us. But now when you combine these days, it's like, okay, well, maybe it is. And the value area high being where it's at, obviously they rejected this one a few times. So now this is the value. I would focus mainly on this distribution for now. This right here, I mean, it's pretty important that they stay inside here in this value. If they lose this, then you're opening right below this to go somewhere in here in this area, and then ultimately here in this area. Peak could depend on where we open because we have the news, the binary event tomorrow. wherever we open above and they're not able to sustain the level, let's say we open above here and they're not able to hold this level, whatever this is, about 84, 83, that's a bear sign and you're looking for potentially shorts, right? If they open below and let's say they reclaim this 60, that's a very bullish sign, right? And that's how you should read this going into tomorrow. And tomorrow's might be very interesting. And I don't know if are they even gonna show it, Tom, or because the government shut down, or
They're at 84 now, and yes, they have to make an announcement tomorrow.
oh, they do.
Yep.
So they're opening for a day and then they'll shut it off. Here's the results. Boom, crash the economy. All right, goodbye. Something like that. So that's how I would play it, but I'll be very, very careful, guys, in the morning trading until it really settles down. And it's Friday, last day of the week, so if they crack this area with ease, guys, the all-time high is going to be cleaned up pretty quickly. Above this is going to happen. We probably won't be able to even catch it at the speed that's going to go. So tomorrow I would say size down, and maybe if the morning session, let's say they do a lot of points and then they consolidate, it might be a boring day until like 350. So let's try to gauge the day type, right? Especially if it's this tight range here, it'll be pretty brutal to trade inside of it. So let's see what they offer, but I would be really this area. Where are you opening? Are you above this level of 67? If so, has a good chance that we're gonna continue, right? Higher. Open above it, lose it, change the mindset. Potentially you're going all the way here again to this high volume node where you kind of bounced off today as well. So here's this one. Sorry, 737 on here. But here's a POC, here's this. So you have some nice HVNs in between and you see how much they've created here right now. There's a very good chance, well, that POC is already shifted. That the POC will shift and it did. So we're above it. Now, let's see what happens. But they're trying to push this higher, guys. They're shifting the value and they're doing a pretty good job holding it. Did anyone read through this from Intel? The earnings report? Well, if you own Intel, it might not be a bad idea that you guys read it. And can you guys hear me, or I can't tell if you guys can?
Yeah,
I can hear you.
This is pretty good read for anyone that's an investor. But good news if you're a shareholder, it's up after hours, at least it was at 8 p.m. But it'll be interesting to see how we open tomorrow. All right, well, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully they give us easy trades as they did today, and we'll be in good shape. Thank
Are
you.
trading live tomorrow?
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll hop on Trade Live. I'll share the screen and see what they do after. Maybe I don't take any trades, but I'll be present at least for commentary.
Awesome.
It just depends what they do. I hate trading binary events that much.
Gotcha.
Alrighty, see you guys. Have a good night.
Thank you, sir.
Good night.